Ozzy, get back. No. That's for me. Ozzy. Oh yeah, he still wants that bone right there. That's for me. He's licking his chops. That's for me. See, Cane Corso, they drool a little bit. He's trying to tell me, but I want that bone. They drool a little bit if they see something that they want to eat. He really wants that bone. Hey y'all, if you're new to the channel, this is Ozzy, my alpha male, Cane Corso. Leave it. I wanted to show you something. Yes, he's the alpha dog, but I'm the alpha human, the pack leader. So he needs to be reminded of that, because this Cane Corso is a very, very dominant breed, and they will constantly test their position in the pack with you. They'll try to be dominant. And hi Papa. So I didn't get it on camera just now, but I thought this is a good time to show you an example of what I do. This is Lucia. She's a very large puppy, 1.5 years old, female. And then Tux is the pit bull mix in the back, and then I got 2 other dogs I'll show you in a minute if you're new to the pack. But anyways, he was chewing on this remnant of it's a bone. He was sitting here chewing on it, and I didn't know what he was chewing on, but I just put my hand, and he did give me a very light growl. I put my hand to try and see what he was chewing on, and when he gave me that light growl, I put my hand over his muzzle, squeezed it like almost like if you ever watch Senza Tempo, Cane Corso's channel, she taught me, she demonstrated this. I learned this from her channel, and it's not safe to do if you don't have that understanding with your dog that you're the pack leader. You could get your hand bit if you don't already have that understanding with your pack, with your dog. But yes, I do. And so I put my hand over his muzzle and said, no, she calls it a mouth bite, simulating a mouth bite. That's what the alpha dog will do. And then I took it out of his mouth, and now it's right there. And so you just saw there when I first turned on the camera that he was trying to get back at it. But it's a show of dominance when you take something away that they want. He wants it really bad. Oh, he's already sitting. Come here, baby. So, but yeah, it's one subtle thing that you can do. I'm gonna take it right back away from him. See, now, if he thinks he's more dominant than me, he is going to growl at me. Right now he's growling at Lucia. He actually issued a correction to Lucia. Lucia, you see how she's getting in his muzzle? It's to her, it's a submissive puppy move, how they lick the higher ranking dog's muzzle, but it's very irritating to him. To him, it's disrespectful. In general, it's disrespectful to get in a dog's face. That's their personal space, and that's very disrespectful. So that's why he issued her a stern correction. But yeah, so you see, he did let me take this from him. So now I know that he still does respect me as alpha dog. Sit down. Get back. He still does respect me as the pack leader. But he needed to be reminded, and that's why I did it. Because like I was saying, I didn't catch it on the camera, but when I initially put my hand there to try and see what he's chewing on. Get back, Lucia. Then he gave a very, very mild, you could almost not even hear it, but it was a very, very mild kind of a growl. So I had to quickly remind him that he's not about to growl at me. And so what I did, I just immediately, quickly, like I said, clamped my hand down on his muzzle. Not over his nose or anything, but just over his muzzle. And squeezed it a little bit and, you know, told him no. And then I took it from him. And then, so I wanted to demonstrate it one more time for you. That's why I did that. And also just to remind him, look, I'm going to take this from you and you're not going to put up a fight. Because that's the understanding that we need to have in our pack hierarchy. You need to respect me as the alpha, as the overall alpha, the pack leader, even though you're the alpha dog of the dogs. So I like to demonstrate that every once in a while. But like I was saying, definitely don't attempt that if you think if it's going to be dangerous. If you don't already have that understanding with your pack, because he could have easily bitten me. You know, if we didn't already have that establishment of the hierarchy. And that's why, you know, that's a move that it's ideally done as a puppy. The puppy may try to bite your hand, but it would be a good lesson for the dog. And it'd be less damaging if you know, a young puppy tried to bite your hand. So that's why when the dog's very young, it's one thing that you can do to communicate to your Cane Corso puppy that this is how it's going to be in this pack. I'm going to be the pack leader, and I'm going to come and take whatever you want because I own everything in this pack. It's basically showing ownership. So, you know, just like that's dog language. When they go and they pee on everything, they're showing ownership. Like I own that tree. I own this yard. You know, and then it's a show of dominance. Hi, baby boy. So I'm gonna set this right here. Get back. And that's another thing to show boundaries. For you to have control of a dominant breed, really any dog, y'all, any dog. This is just basic 101 training. Is that you need to give the dog boundaries and limitations. One boundary is he's growling at Lucia. He doesn't want Lucia to get near it. So he's resource guarding in a way here. Get back, Lucia. One boundary that is a must if you have a big dog is he's growling at Lucia. One boundary that is a must if you have a big dog. Get back. Do not ever let them take anything from a countertop, even if, because these dogs can reach the kitchen countertop because they're so tall. But even a lower countertop, like for example that counter right there, that thing that anybody can reach, you're not allowed to take anything from it. That means, you know, it's for their safety, and it's also it's another expression of the pack hierarchy that you can communicate to your dog. So anything on here, this is all mine. He's not allowed to partake whenever he wants to. And so it's just an exercise you can do with your dog. So we're doing it. Get back. No, that's mine. So yeah, we're just doing a little exercise. This is just a little training reinforcement, reinforcing to him, communicating to my alpha dog that he's not the pack leader. Maybe alpha dog, but I'm the alpha of the pack. So little subtle things that you can do routinely, and just to kind of communicate to them. And so I'm just gonna sit here. Hey, good boy eyes. I'm just gonna sit here and not let him have it. And you know, it may seem cruel, like, oh, you know, you're being mean to your dog, give him back his toy. You know, no, you have to have that understanding with a powerful breed like this, otherwise it can go bad very quickly. I always talk about like how I'm on these, you know, blogs and Facebook groups and stuff, and I see people write in like, oh, my Cane Corso, you know, growled at me or nipped at me, or, you know, was laying on the couch and I went to go sit next to him and he kind of growled at me. Y'all, that's a red alert that your Cane Corso is thinking he's more dominant than you. Extremely dangerous situation. It needs to be corrected immediately. And so another boundary and limitation that you can give your Cane Corso to reinforce your status to him or her, and to give them the structure that they need, is to kick them off the couch, or don't let them on the couch. For me, I like to show affection to my dogs. I like to cuddle with them, but not 24/7. They still need to have that reminder that they can't just come on the couch whenever they want to. So periodically, as another show of dominance, I will kick them off the couch for no apparent reason, you know, or I'll just not let them come up on the couch. So I like to invite them on the couch. And so that's another boundary that I give them. They have to be invited on the couch. And if they're not behaving, or even if they are behaving and I just want to remind them who the pack leader is, I'll just, you know, tell them get off the couch. And so, and it may seem like, you know, people say, oh, that's mean, you know. No, it's not mean. It's actually very good for the dog, and it's something that the dog likes. Now, a lot of dogs like Tux. I showed you Tux over there. Pitbull mix. He's a very Omega personality. He doesn't want to be the pack leader. He doesn't want to be dominant because it does put a lot of responsibility on a dog. You know, the alpha dog is the one that really takes on a lot of responsibility. They kind of monitor the other dogs. They're the protector, the main protector of the pack and everything. You know, like they're first in command as far as the dogs go. The pack leader is like the one that should oversee and control everything in the pack, but the alpha dog kind of does the bidding for the pack leader and backs the pack leader up. It's very interesting, you know. It's a lot like the military in a way, or any kind of military structure. It has to be that way because you can't really have a democratic structure in a pack of dogs, because it's in an instant there needs to be a structure. It's all survival, you know. So if there was an attack by another animal, or, you know, like in a wolf pack, if there was a threat to the pack, you know, you can't just say, oh, who wants to go first, and, you know, who wants to take the rear back up and all that. It has to be a more a tighter structure, a more disciplined structure, regimented structure, to be more effective for survival of the pack. Gazi. Good boy, Papa. Good boy. But anyway, y'all, a little bit of that. I just wanted to show that real quick for y'all. It's beautiful weather out here. Gorgeous, gorgeous weather. Now, some dogs, that whole exercise that I did about taking that from his mouth, and, you know, even within the Cane Corso breed, even though in general this is a very dominant breed, there's variations. Just like with humans, there's different personalities. So there's variations of how dominant the Cane Corso will be. For example, look, he really wants it so bad. No. So for example, Lucia, she's actually never growled at me, because she's not the most dominant dog. Now, she's very confident and she's very protective, but she doesn't show any kind of resistance when I remind her that I'm pack leader. You know, she's like, okay, yeah, understood, we're good. Now with Ozzy, because he was an alpha personality, when he was a puppy, it took a lot more work to convince him and to communicate to him that he's not the most dominant person in this pack, or he's not the most dominant dog. As far as the pack structure, that he wasn't the most dominant. It took a lot more convincing to him because he was a little bit more stubborn. So yeah, depending on your dog's personality, you know, that's gonna determine how hard you have to work. But it's definitely, it'll pay off, because once you have a dog like Ozzy, a very big, powerful dog that respects you as pack leader, it's a beautiful thing, because it's just the best feeling in the world when you have a very, very powerful dog that you know that has your back and will take your commands. Like, if you tell it to stop barking at somebody you don't want it to, and it stops right away, that's such an awesome feeling. You know, it's when you're in sync with your dog. And if you have a concern and you tell your dog to go check it out, and they go check it out for you, it's such an awesome feeling. I think that's the beauty of a Cane Corso, of a dominant guardian breed. There's Gypsy. Yeah, Gypsy is the pit bull puppy. Actually, she's about a year now. She just turned a year recently. Yeah, if you're new to the pack, that's Gypsy. She's carrying her rock around. She digs up rocks and carries them around all day. Big heavy rocks. Gypsy. Which I'm happy about, because it gives her something to do. Because she is also dominant, so that kind of creates tension with the rest of the pack. My dominant female Cane Corso, Dolce. If you haven't seen her yet, if you're just tuning in for the first time, she's around here somewhere. Dolce, where's Dolce? Yeah, I really closely monitor the pit bull with the dominant female Cane Corso, because there's potential for an altercation there. So that's why I'm happy that that's why I'm happy that Gypsy has kind of a job to do with her rocks. She gets kind of distracted, so she's not always in the mix between Dolce and Lucia whenever they play fight, whenever they spar. Lucia, hi baby girl. It's my Lucia. I really need to cut the grass, y'all, but it's just too wet. We've had so much rain. So yeah, I know any of y'all, I know what you're probably thinking is, oh, when is she gonna cut her grass? I know. I hear you. Definitely need to get on it. One of the best things I've done for this yard, though, I gotta say, is lay down all this pine needle. I ordered a bunch of pine needle because I'm out here in the Texas Hill Country where there's not a lot of pine straw. There's not a lot of pine trees. In East Texas, there's a lot of pine trees, but anyways, I had to order a bunch of bales of pine needles, and it has been such a good solution for the mud. It's really contained a lot of the mud. And I laid it down thick so it didn't really wash away with the strong rains that we had. So yeah, all this stuff hanging over the chairs is all bedding, because whenever I come out here and this bed is wet, I would put this towels and things over it so that Ozzy doesn't have to lay on a wet bed. But that was from yesterday. So I gotta take all those in today and wash them. You got your rock? Give me this rock. She's like showing her rock off. No, you can't have it. Well, nobody wants it, Gypsy. Sorry to say, nobody wants that rock. You can have it. Dolce! Lucia. That's my Lucia. Yes. Yeah, y'all. Lucia's filling out nicely. She's filling out really nicely. I'm going to be breeding her. No. She's trying to get that. She knows that's prohibited. You can't take anything from a surface. Nothing from a table. You're not allowed to. Yeah, so she'll be bred, well, hopefully whenever she goes into heat on her second cycle end of this year or early next year. But very soon I'm gonna take her to, I think probably to Houston to get her her hips checked. I won't breed her if she has any kind of sign of hip dysplasia, of course. So I'm gonna get her, it's called pin hip. It's a measurement of how tight her hips are and if there's any abnormality there. I'll take y'all along with me on that trip. Houston's about 3.5 hours away from where I live, but I go through there because my little brother Albert lives close to Houston. So the next time I'm out there, I'll make sure that I have a vet visit scheduled for her to get her hips checked, and then I'll show y'all those results. But other than that, she's an excellent potential breeding female. As far as her genetics are on point, absolutely perfect. And her temperament and her structure, I think, are just perfect for breeding as well. But we'll see. More to follow on that. Ozzy's trying to get these sugarberry leaves. The sugarberry tree leaves. I talk about them a lot whenever... But if you haven't heard it before, the sugarberry, it's also called a hackberry tree. The leaves are very, very nutritious for the dogs, and they love them. And so that's what he's going after. Ozzy, he's just grazing. So I don't know where Dolce is, y'all, but sorry. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, just check out some of my other videos, and you can see Dolce. She's got the beautiful black coat. This is my favorite area of the yard because it's just it's like this rock pit, and it stays really nice and cool down here because it's kind of sunken in the ground. And it's just cool. I love all these cool rock formations that we have out here. Ozzy. There's Gypsy. You can kind of see how where the rain over time hits the rock, it just makes these cool little indentations. Well, anyways, y'all, hope y'all having a good day. I just wanted to do a quick video for y'all and check in with everybody, say hi, and let you see what's going on with the pack. And most importantly, wanted to show you what you can do with your dog if it's safe. Like I said, if they respect you as pack leader, what you can do to kind of remind them the pack structure so there's no misunderstanding. If they have any kind of thought that they can be a little bit more dominant than their pack leader, it's just a way you can reinforce it to them that nope, can't do it. Well, anyways, y'all, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you so much. Appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one. Gypsy. Luchi. It looks like paper mache.